When my friends and I first bought the game Core Keeper, I had no idea it even had a modding community. Now, over a year later, after taking on overly ambitious projects, getting addicted to downloading Minecraft mods, accidentally deleting a bunch of people's items, making my own custom game launcher, and... Let's just start from the beginning. In early March 2022, me and a few friends decided to buy a new game, something that we could all play together. After considering the options, we decided that we should buy this early access game called Core Keeper. I personally really enjoyed the game and decided to join their Discord server to see what other people were doing with it. After spending a few weeks in the Discord server, I noticed a channel that caught my attention: Modding Chat. After seeing this, I thought to myself, I know how to code, I should create a mod for this game. So, I went in there, found a tutorial, and started following it. After downloading about 1 billion different programs, I was finally able to get started. The system for modding Core Keeper takes advantage of the fact that the game is made in Unity and uses tools that work for all Unity games. These tools allow you to execute your own code inside of an existing function in the game's code, giving you the ability to alter how parts of the game work. You can also use normal Unity features like mono behaviors to modify some aspects of the game. Me, being an idiot, thought, oh, I'll create a little content mod for this game. How hard can it be? Well, little was a bit of an understatement when it comes to the plans I had for this mod, and unsurprisingly, I quit within a few weeks. Now, fast forwarding a year later, I had just spent the last week mildly obsessed with downloading Minecraft optimization and quality of life mods, and Core Keeper had just released its mod SDK update, integrating mods officially into the game. Due to my really bizarre Minecraft mod downloading addiction, I'd been trying to think of a mod I could create in Minecraft for a few days already. The problem was I couldn't think of anything interesting that hadn't already been done. This is when I had the great idea of porting a Minecraft mod to Core Keeper. The mod I chose to port was the Better F3 mod, although I will say I'm using the word port here very loosely because Core Keeper doesn't even have an equivalent to the F3 screen in Minecraft. What this mod was to do was display a variety of helpful stats to the player on the side of the screen like this. Surprisingly, the mod only took a few days to get ready for its initial release. After releasing the mod, I was still super motivated to work on it, and I'd spend all of my free time updating it over the next few weeks. I would introduce features like customizing what information was displayed, adding a DPS tracker, and much more. At a few points, the mod even made it to the top of the trending list, although it was only competing with 13 other mods at the time. Anyways, at this point I was really enjoying the fact that people were actually using something that I'd made, so I decided that I wanted to make another mod that would be just slightly more complex than the last one. That mod was Map Extras, a mod that displays a circle on your map. For those of you who don't play Core Keeper, that may sound like a really weird feature, but I assure you it actually does have a use. Now we have finally arrived at the point where I decided to make my own custom launcher, which is again a result of my strange, week-long addiction to Minecraft quality of life mods. You see, during that time, I had started using a program called PrismMC, which allows you to use different Minecraft profiles, each with their own settings, mods, and more. For example, I can have a profile that I use for building, which includes building-related mods, and one for redstone, which contains redstone-related mods. I personally really like this type of organization for games that I play a lot, so one day while working on Map Extras, I thought, wouldn't it be nice to have a similar system in Core Keeper? And spoiler alert, it would. So, at the end of October, I started work on a new project titled Core Launcher. At this point, I had a big choice to make. What framework should I use to make this app? I could make an app using JavaScript, but I personally dislike apps that are made that way. I could make it in plain C++ or C#, but that sounded like a pain. In the end, I decided on using Godot. Now, you might be wondering, why use Godot? Isn't that a game engine? Well, yes, it is a game engine, but it's a game engine with a very nice UI system that I wanted to take advantage of. Using Godot to make UI-based applications is not completely unheard of. Multiple apps have been developed using the engine with functionality for creating pixel art, 3D materials, and much more. From this experience, I can say that I cannot recommend it enough. It made the process of creating and laying out UI elements a million times simpler, among other things. I spent the next month working on getting the basics functioning smoothly. As it turns out, a lot goes into making this seemingly simple program. I had to create menus for setting up the app when people first installed it, I had to learn Godot's UI systems because I'd never used them before, and I had to create systems for getting information, downloading, and displaying all of the mods from the site that hosted them. After all that, I finally had something that did what I wanted. Mostly. At this point, I was aware that I wanted to make this video, but there were still some things I wanted to finish first. Still riding the motivation I got from people using my software, I decided that I'd give myself the entirety of December to tie up some loose ends. The first thing I wanted to do was make a mod that I'd been thinking about for over a month already. This mod was going to give the player more of these equipment slots that allow them to swap out their armor and accessories with the click of a button. So, I began the usual process of messing with certain parts of the game to try and figure out how I was going to do what needed to be done for this mod. The UI stuff was easy, as that is what I've been doing for all my other mods up to this point, and the implementation of extra inventory slots went smoothly as well, or so I thought. After releasing the mod, everything seemed to be going smoothly for a few days, until I got reports that the mod would not work if you used the same character between multiple worlds. I tried to figure out what the problem was, but ultimately I had no idea. That's fine, I thought to myself. I'll just put a warning on the mod page about it for now. And that seemed to be fine for a few days, until I got another report that the mod wasn't working at all, and was now deleting people's items when they used it. This was bad. I had no idea how long the mod had been doing this, or how much damage it had caused. Luckily, the report went through one of the moderators and they took the mod down before it caused too much damage, hopefully. Ultimately, if I wasn't burnt out already, I sure was now. The whole experience made me realize that people actually using the things I made came at a high price. It taught me the importance of testing way better than 10 plus years of writing code did. Finally, I took a quick break and then pushed through to make one more large update for Core Launcher and release that after much more testing than I'd usually do. Overall, I really enjoyed modding Core Keeper and I plan to do more closer to the game's full release. Throughout this whole experience, I had a goal in the back of my head to reach 3rd place in mod downloads, which I was never successful in, although I did manage to put myself pretty comfortably in 4th. If you're at all interested in modding Core Keeper, I encourage you to try it. It's a little difficult to get into, but the people on the Discord server are usually willing to help. Anyways, have a nice day.